Chapter 8, Fiber to Fabric. In this chapter, we will learn different types of fabric, how they are made, and their properties. Here, Nilima's father is a salesman at a cloth shop. She was amazed to see the variety of clothes and how her father is showing different types of fabric and telling a customer their properties. She asked her father many questions like how the clothes are made of what material, why there are so many differences in fabric, etc. Let's find out the answers. We wear different types of clothes in different seasons, right? In summer we wear cotton clothes, in winter woolen clothes, and in rainy season we use this raincoats and also umbrellas so that we won't get wet, and because in those fabrics water does not pass through it. It's a basic need for every human being. It protects our body from weather condition, dust, bacteria. It acts as a shield to our body. Not only protection, but it also sets a symbol of beauty and status, and every individual has its own way of clothing style. Some like light colored or dark colored shiny fabrics. It depends on every individual choice. Some fabrics are smooth, some are porous, some are shiny, some are water resistant, etc. Fiber is not only used for making clothes but also used for making banners, flags, shoes, curtains, in book bindings, etc. There are many varieties of fabrics, but most commonly used are cotton, silk, wool, polyester, linen. To know the differences between them, you can touch the fabric and feel the differences. Cotton are thicker than polyester, coarse cottons are heavier, silk are smooth to touch, and woolens are heavier than silk. Let's see so it's an introduction part of the fiber and fabric. So cotton sarees are made of cotton, leather jackets from leather, sweater is made of wool, etc. And it's a basic necessity. There are two different types of fibers, natural fibers and synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Cotton, linen, silk and wool are natural fibers. Cotton cloths or a fiber is made from cotton plants, linen from flax plants, silk from silkworms, and wool from sheep fur. And synthetic fibers like viscose, acrylic, nylon and polyester. And viscose comes from pine tree. This is a pine tree, and it is also made from petrochemicals. Acrylic, nylon and polyester. These comes from oil and coal. And this is the classification of fiber. It is classified into man-made fiber, natural fiber. Examples are nylon, polyester, polyethylene and polypropylene rayon. And natural fibers are again classified into two, that is plant fiber and animal fiber. Plant fiber examples are cotton, flax, jute. Animal fiber examples are wool and silk. And this is a jute plant and it is immersed in water, and after that rotten stems are made into jute fiber. Okay, this is a jute fiber of jute bags, and this is a cotton fiber. You can see the differences between the cotton fiber and this is a polyester fiber. Plants and animals give what? Natural fiber, and these are called as natural fibers. This is a cotton, linen, wool and silk. Silk is made from silkworm, wool from sheep fur, linen from the flax plants and cotton from cotton plant we have seen. Now see the process from fibers to fabrics to end use, how they are used. Fibers are collected from sheep fur plants, silkworm, coal, oil, and then it is spun into yarns. Means threads are spun and then it is woven or knitted into fabric. This is knitted and this is woven. Okay, and then it is made into product and for use. And these are the synthetic fibers like rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic, and these are the properties of synthetic fibers. You can see here rayon. It is also known as artificial silk and it is made from wood pulp, which is a naturally occurring cellulose and absorbs moisture and comfortable to wear. The which fiber? Rayon. And nylon. It's also a synthetic fiber and it is entirely made of chemicals and made up of what? Coal, petroleum, oil, air and water. And it is strong, elastic, wrinkle resistance and it absorbs very little water and to wash. Whereas polyester is a monomer called ester and manufactured from petroleum and it is extremely strong. Which one? Polyester. And chemical strong chemical resistance, wrinkle resistance, very durable, does not absorb water easily and quick to dry, and it is quickly dried, and it is also does not absorbs water easily. And acrylic is lightweight, soft, warm like wool. Acrylic is soft, warm, and like warm wool. Wool is warm, that's why we wear the woolen clothes in winter season. And it is also a wrinkle resistance, does not shrink, it does not shrink, and cheaper than wool, whereas acrylic is cheaper in rate and can be dyed easily in variety of colors, and it is easily dyed. And this is a rayon from where these fibers are collected from wood pulp, and this is a naturally occurring cellulose fiber of which the it is spun, and then it is fiber is made from this cellulose fiber. And these are the types of rayon velvet and rayon. This is the shiny and this is not that much shiny. So there is also a differences between the fiber which is made some of the synthetic fibers. And now there are another products of like knit fabric, woven polyester fabric. In these fabric also there are so many differences in the fabric. That's why we will see wide variety of differences between the cottons, nylon, polyester, linen. In each we see so many differences. So knit fabric, woven polyester fabric. In these also there is also so many types of fabric. Like rayon, viscose fabric also having these 5 types of fabric. And these are the types of fabric, and this is a nylon and also other fabrics. These are the names of the fabrics. You can have a glance. Rayon how it looks, then polyester, then this is a acrylic which is cheaper than wool and warmer like wool, or another certain fiber. There are so many different. Let's see some important points of fabrics. Cotton, wool, silk, jute are all derived from plants and animals, and that's why they are called as natural fibers. Fibers are made of chemicals and are called synthetic or artificial fibers. Tiny strands like structure are called fibers. These fibers are converted into yarn. Yarns are woven together to make a fabric. So it's a process of making fabric from fiber. Cotton fibers are made from cotton balls. Jute fiber is obtained from stem of a jute plant. The process of removing seeds from cotton wool is called ginning. Making yarn from fiber is called spinning. Hand looms or power looms are used in weaving fabrics. Let's see the variety in fabrics. So fabrics are made of strands called yarns, which are made from even thinner strands called fiber. Threads, you can see a very thinner strands of which the fabrics are made. So fiber, which are thin strands of threads. Here you can see a thin strands. Here you can see a thin strands. Okay, can be classified into natural fibers or synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from natural sources like plants and animals. Example, cotton, jute, silk and wool. Synthetic fibers are man-made fibers and are not obtained from plants and animal sources. Example, nylon, polyester and acrylic. Some plants and animal fibers called the plant fibers. And these are the examples of plant fibers and animal fibers obtained from animal source called as animal fibers like wool and silk. From silk are made from silkworm. That's why. Cotton. This is a cotton field where cotton balls are collected, and this process is called as picking. And after picking, after picking the cotton balls, next the fiber are separated from seeds by combining them. This is called ginning. This is separated from seeds, where seeds will be present in the cotton ball. So you have to remove those seeds. And this process is called as ginning, and this is done by hand, and nowadays machines are used. This is a ginning machine which removes the seeds from the cotton balls. And jute fiber, these are the jute plants, and it is mainly grown where the temperature will be high and where there will be plenty of rainfall, and these are cultivated during rainy seasons. States where the jutes are cultivated, like West Bengal, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Chhattisgarh, and Tripura. And these jute plants is generally harvested when it is in flowering stage. The stems of the jute plants are soaked in water for a few days until they start rotting. This is a rotted. Okay. Then the fibers are separated by hand and the rotting stems. Once the fiber have been obtained, they are made into yarns by twisting the strands together, and then they are made into strands. By nowadays, for everything machines are used, but in small villages, still the work is done with hands. And this process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. And not just jute, even cotton, silk, and fibers are spun to convert them into yarn, and machines are used for spinning yarn on large scales. Fibers like khadi are made by spinning yarn on hands operated devices like charkhas and takli. This is called as charkha and this is called as taklis. Then the conversion of yarn to fabrics. Then once the yarn is made, then it is made into fabric, and the process used are either weaving or knitting. And the process weaving, where the machines are used here, and weaving, it's a arrangement of two sets of yarns. Here you can see sets of yarns together perpendicular to each other, means horizontally and vertically, and then the fabric is made woven on looms. The looms may be operated by power or by hand. Here you can see a power, and here the operated by a hand loom. That's why this is named as hand loom, and this as power loom. And knitting is also a process that make use of single yarn. Here you can see this process is known as knitting, to make a piece of fabric. While knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. That is why if you pull a single strand from a torn woven garment, it keeps unraveling. Knitting can be done by hand or on machines. This is also can be done by hand or machines. And other useful plant fibers are coir, that is cotton fiber, can be woven into fabric called coir. Coir is too rough to be made into garments. So from coir the garments are not made, and it is mostly used for making doormats, carpets, and other flooring materials, and this is a coir fabrics. And there is also a silk cotton, not a silk. This is a silk cotton which is obtained from kapok tree, silk cotton. Okay, the fruits of this tree contains fibers, and these fibers are light and fluffy. That's why this silk cotton is commonly used as stuffing in pillows, sleeping bags, and life jackets. And another fabric which is obtained from a plant. Another important plant fiber is hemp. Hemp fiber is obtained from stems of hemp plant, and it is mostly used to make ropes, carpets, clothes, papers, and nets. And this is a hemp plant, and this is a hemp fiber from which it is obtained from hemp plant. Here you can see now how the technology is used in making for so many types of fabrics. So this is called as Nomax, is a smart fabric. Will wear these jackets, and they are used to provide thermal protection. It is incorporated into firefighter gear. The smart fabric Kevlar is about 5 times stronger than steel. Okay. Thermochromatic smart fabric changes color as the temperature changes. It is used in sunwear to warn of impending burning of the skin. And there are also nanotechnology is used in textile industries, of which the fabric is made for with so many properties like water resistance, anti-static properties, wrinkle resistance, strength enhancement, UV blocking, computing, antibacterial, odor control, sensors, optical display, lots many. Okay, and this is also a classification of textile fibers of natural and man-made.